Good evening, everyone. I am coming to you from outside the hotel tonight. You can see the pool lit up behind me with the palm trees, so you can tell we are somewhere tropical. And I am here with our program director, Reverend Libby Davis Manning, also ELCA clergy. And today's update, I have a little more to tell you about because some of these storytelling threads are really coming together. We started at the Aya Center, which tends to host international students coming to study in Ghana. And Dr. Michael Williams gave a talk on Pan-Africanism and the way that the African nations are trying to overcome the story that was told by colonizing powers of you are all individual little countries that don't have common interests. And he listed many of the barriers to uniting to kind of become the United States of Africa, as well as some of the benefits that could be there for people. From there, we went to the W.E.B. Du Bois Museum, which was his home when he moved to Ghana in the 1960s. And of course, much of his important work was telling the story of Black Americans and recording that story in a way that it could start to make a difference. The real treat for me this afternoon was with actor and storyteller David Danto, and he talked about the practice of storytelling in African culture, told some stories, and I saw a lot of parallels with things going on in scripture. I saw parallels with things we do in worship, and the thing that I'm going to be trying to wrestle with for quite some time, he said, tell a story in a way that leaves room for others to tell their stories. And I think that has great implications. We're in the flight path. I think that has tremendous implications for preaching, for teaching, but rather than saying, here's the story, take it or leave it, but to tell it in a way that invites more conversation. And speaking of inviting more conversation, I'd like to ask Pastor Libby to share some thoughts on the trip, because I think you need to hear from people other than me.
Thank you, Eric. And I want to thank you, friends of Holy Shepherd Lutheran Church, for sharing your pastor with us on this study tour. As you've heard, these study tours ignite the creativity, the ingenuity of our clergy, which are so important in telling the story of God's love for this world that God so loves. So we've been having conversation with, as Eric said, actors, museum curators, civic leaders, faith leaders, so that we can better understand the craft of storytelling, telling better stories, so that when we come back into our Indiana communities, we can share this wealth of creativity, ingenuity, and imagination. So we're looking forward to that happening, and great to be with you today.
Well, and thank you much, and we'll come to you again with another update before too long. Peace be with you.